Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Welcome to my art aficionados and comic book connoisseurs to another episode of Proof of Comics number 54. I'll eventually get that intro right someday on the first try. Hopefully, we'll see. And we got a special show for you tonight. We got a Space Pirate theme. We're waiting for our guest to come in. But before he does, let me introduce my co-host, as always.
A man that I call Bob.
Applause.
You got a big intro for an underwhelming applause sometimes, I say, Billy Bob. How do you do?
A little tired today, to be honest with you.
I can understand that. We're also joined by our co-host, Wrangler from Frequency Studio.
A whole lot of hola.
How you doing?
Can I just say kapla and call it a night too?
You tired as well?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well,
come in here, kaplop.
Kaplop, though. That's you got to head for the couch. Then I got my coffee. I'll be fine. I'll be all right. And we got a guest tonight. We got Mr. FuseBoxx, Ben Fuselier. How you doing, man?
What's up, bud? I was shocked by your femaleness.
I think you're talking about my. I hope you're talking about my drone.
Oh wait, no, that was Billy. Oh, okay.
Okay,
that's you on the screen. Okay.
Yeah, I'm. I could always bring back the phone here because I did that last episode. This is an R stream mainly. At least it started out that way. And I'm always kind of drawing while I talk, so I'm usually not on screen. But I figured out how to do it last time, so let me pop that open here. I can be on stream with you guys. I just didn't think to do it today. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing good, man. Everyone seems tired today, so we're gonna have to wake them up a little bit.
Yeah, I got coffee. I can make this.
I know you can.
Please, Frederick, don't burn our eyes by showing your face. We don't want to see that.
Listen, you just had to be nice.
Listen, boy, get back to drawing the feathers, okay?
Listen, it's. Oop, I got to mute. How's that? Okay, this should be good. All right, there we go. I got a face. I might as well use it, right?
I need to bring up the fat Frederick photo. I actually need
People have started making fun of me because I was on Katie Did's stream, but before that, I was on Richard Embry's stream promoting his new comic book. We're not going to talk about the drama. I'm just going to talk about the stream. And I did a face reveal, kind of like this. And everyone, not everyone, but a couple of people started saying, "Hey, you look skinnier than you sound." So basically, Crazy Cat has been saying that I sound fat with just my voice. So you're not the only one that's get made fun of there, Ben, by Crazy Cat, just so you know.
So we're gonna have to unite to take him down.
Well, I don't know if I can take him down or that I want to, but I don't think he's here tonight. So unless he's watching after the fact, I think we're safe, Ben.
For now.
It's
now.
never safe.
For now. If you don't mind, I'd kind of like to get started with maybe your origin story. Like, how did you get into comics? Like, what were your first comic books? How did you get into writing, all that? Would you mind kicking us off with a little bit of backstory?
Absolutely. So with comics, I started reading comics fairly young, but I didn't really get into superhero comics until I was an adult. I mostly read stuff like I loved Garfield and I loved Calvin and Hobbes. I loved slice of life kind of comics, like little situational comedy stuff. And I just wasn't super interested in the superheroes for a while. And then when
superheroes are mature topic matter as well, it's for us adults.
Well, yeah. But I don't know. Like, for some reason, I think like anime was kind of where I was going for that fix. But then when the Spider-Man movie came out, the original Tobey Maguire one, I really got into that. And so I started reading up on the comic history of him. I didn't actually read the comics, but I read like the compendium of, those those books where they summarize the entire history and like show you all the characters and stuff. So I really got into that.
Oh yeah, I got one of those. I got part of the history. There's so many that I think it took a couple of books to do, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it was like the Scholastic books. And then when I got into my earliest 20s, when I was working at a store, I had one of my coworkers who was a buddy of mine. He was like really into comics, like superhero stuff. And he's like, one day I was on my smoke break and he was just asking me like, "Oh yeah, you read any of like Batman or like Iron Man or any of that?" And I was just like, "Well, no." And he was like, "What?" And so he started bringing them, and I started reading them during the slow points when I was bored. So that's when I started really getting into those.
Nice.
And with writing, I started really getting interested in writing when I was about, I want to say like 14-ish, because really it was like video games like Final Fantasy that started orienting my mind in that direction, because I loved story-based games, but like I really wanted to flesh them out.
Which Final Fantasy were you playing?
I mean, I'm sure Final Fantasy fans are going to mock me, but my favorite was always 7.
Billy Bob, you ever heard of that one? Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, I just beat it a couple days ago.
Hell yeah. And I think my second favorite is 8. And then my third favorite is 10, and then my fourth favorite is 9. But I really loved them, like the stories, and I wanted to see them more fleshed out. Because I think with games back then, especially, everything was kind of stunted in terms of storytelling. I think there wasn't much in the way of character development, and so I would just kind of experiment and play around with that. And so my initial goal was to get into film, with screenwriting being a particular leaning of mine. And when I went to college, that was when I really, got oriented in like, okay, like I'm not sure what I want to do in film per se. And that was when I was really directed towards screenwriting and writing in general. And so, yeah, I've been dabbling with it for many years now. And I felt like with Comicsgate and everything, that was my time to really take it seriously and get my work out there.
So did your current project kind of start out as a film idea that you morphed into a comic, or did you figure, oh no, I got a comic idea that I got to get down and put on paper?
It was originally a film idea, and then somewhere along the way, I decided to try it as a novel. And then after I got about 20 pages in or so, I was like, I really hate writing novels. So, yeah, I switched back to screenwriting idea. And then a lot, as I got older, I started realizing, it's not a super realistic goal to expect to, oh, yeah, I'll just wait until I have billions of dollars to spend to make a movie, like. And so when I was first hearing Ethan Van Sciver on YouTube, I was more attracted to his Last Jedi videos at first, and then through that he sort of ushered me into comics and Comicsgate. And so I was just like, I'm a writer. I want to give this a shot. I'll make a comic. And then I was like, well, what should I make a comic about? And then it hit me in the head. I'm like, I've been sitting on this idea that I haven't been doing anything with. Why don't I try it as a comic? And so I wrote out a comic script. I have this program, Final Draft, which it shows you the template formats of pretty much any kind of script or what have you. So I was able to switch it to comic, and I was able to learn the formatting for that pretty quickly. And then I wrote it out, and then hired an artist, and then I just noticed that the story, I think it works best as a comic. I think it flows really well, and I love the characters done up with good old comic, awesome illustration. So everything just kind of clicked into place.
I suppose comics, there's no limit to budget, right? In terms of like spaceships and planets and special effects and all that. You can pretty much write anything without worrying about how much it costs per page and all that. Because I know screenwriting, you have to always keep in mind, okay, this is going to be this amount of $1 million production and all that. You got to keep that in mind in the back of your head all the time.
That was my Achilles heel when I was doing short films. I think the first short film my buddy and I did, I had it in my head like, oh yeah, I'll write it, I'll keep it simple and all, and everything I wrote was incredibly complicated for us to shoot.
Oh, we got our resident lawyer here, James.
Hail, friends.
James, the legal lizard. How you doing, James?
Doing fine. Just got off of a long court day down here in New York. Got a high-profile rapper I'm defending. You know how it goes.
Oh, that sounds...
Again?
Oh, yeah, again. Rappers is where the money is.
Does his name rhyme with Fitty?
No, I can't disclose any information. Like, yes, it does. But I can't disclose any further information.
client privilege.
Yeah,
information
client
there.
privilege. Yeah, watch CNN. It'll show up, I'm sure. They love black people.
Ben, do you want to pull up your campaign, or would you prefer if I pulled it up on my end here?
Whichever you prefer.
Oh, I prefer if you handle it because I can draw while you do that. But
I figured.
if you were on your phone and couldn't handle the website, I could definitely work
I do
around
want
that.
to say this. So I was playing South Park: The Fractured But Home. There's like a side quest for the cop detective, right? And he sends you this major drug dealer house. I didn't really think about it, and I was like, oh, maybe there's gonna be actual drug dealers, but you're just getting sent to a black person's house
Oh
to arrest
yeah.
them and shit. I was like, you know what? I should have seen it coming. Immediately got into the house. I'm like, oh no.
How far have you gotten in it?
Right at the police station. I just fought Jared.
Yeah, the ending of that one is pretty good, I must say.
I think
I don't want to give it away.
I'm like 2/3 of the way through it. I remember watching it when it came out. I don't really remember much of the details. I know the police detective. They're like they're sacrificing to Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh damn
If
it!
I remember correctly,
You ruined the
that's
ending.
like the scene that comes right to be on.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're all
the
black
whole
people that they're
reason.
sacrificing.
Yes, that's the whole reason that they're going after black people. Is they're a sacrifice.
Damn.
Oh man,
This got dark real
that's
quick.
gonna be fun. Like I said, I think I'm like 2/3 of the way done through that.
I
game.
see your share there. Sorry, FuseBoxx. I was a little slow.
Oh, no worries.
There we go. Nice. Outlaw. Nice. Let me just mute the background music here so you can tell us a little bit about it.
So is that is Skyrim music, isn't it?
Fallout.
Okay, I knew I recognized it.
OG Fallout. To be
Fallout
exact.
1.
Oh shit! I thought that was more like 3 or New Vegas.
No, I don't think we have any tracks from New Vegas. We should get some though. We've been using like game music as background because they never flag you for copyright because people just stream their games, right? So they never get flagged.
Well, I mean, they could, but they won't. All these companies won't do it.
I think there's one that might start doing that very soon.
Does it rhyme with Nintendo?
It sounds a lot like that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's more closely to El Tendo right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
But that one, I don't know. But here's the thing: Nintendo did that before, so Nintendo's on a cycle. We've actually been in quite a bit of while where Nintendo was being nice with letting people stream their games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they might go back to just hitting everyone, where you couldn't even show any footage of the game.
Well, they did put in their new terms of service, if you stream our games, you must do it with commentary or with yourself in the corner or something. Do not just stream our games as is, or we will flag you for copyright.
All these freaking details.
Yeah, they just started releasing albums of their game soundtracks. So
did they ever get South Park to make fun of them? Did South Park come out with the Nintendo episode yet? Because this sounds like a South Park.
They need to. They need to. That'd be awesome.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I'm sure they covered the Nintendo Switch 2 shit. Had to.
I just watched,
especially since that console sold 3 million copies in the first 2 days, right?
The Switch 2?
Yeah, like 3 million units, and it's like almost double what Switch did.
It doesn't seem worth it though. From what I'm hearing, there's a lot of issues, not a lot of games.
It's not. It's not.
Nintendo's been pissing a lot of people off. But you know what might be fun? Outlaw Nights issue 2.
Here's who it's worth. Here's who it's worth for, Frederic. People who didn't buy the Nintendo Switch. That's who it's actually worth for. If you want to play Nintendo games.
Oh yeah.
Technically, that'd be worth it just for that. If you didn't own a Nintendo Switch 1, the first one.
Right. If you don't have one at all, but like it's not worth the upgrade from 1 to 2 then. Yeah. I
Yeah, no.
understand. Okay.
Well, you can't play Nintendo games on Outlaw Nights issue 2, I'm afraid, but maybe someday.
And Nintendo's going to have a little bit of an issue with there's competition this time around.
Yeah, right.
Like we do have Steam Decks.
Yep.
We
I'm
got
not switching up my Steam
Ally
Deck.
Xbox shit. You got the I think Sony one.
But I don't think that Outlaw Nights 2 issue 2 has microtransactions.
I don't know.
yet.
Let's find out.
Not
Give us
yet.
a-
We're
give us
working
a-
on it.
Give us a little tour of your campaign there, Ben, and maybe play your trailer as well. That'd be nice to see.
Well, hell yeah. This is Outlaw Nights issue number 2. This is 2 of about 10, although we may go longer. I'm not super sure just yet because things got really thrown off because originally issue 1 was going to be 50 pages, and then for budgetary reasons, I cut it in half. So issues 1 and 2 are essentially the originally issue 1, but I added a few more pages to issue 2. So,
Nice.
but Outlaw Nights takes place in the 31st century. Humanity has begun colonizing into outer space, and history is very much repeating itself as the nations of Earth are at each other's throats, competing over territory and resources. It's a chaotic, hectic time period to be alive, and pretty much all of the major governments of Earth have adopted authoritarian tactics. But the farther out into space you go, the less of a grip they've got. So this is a time of revolution, and this is also a time of piracy. Crime is booming. There has never been a better time to be a pirate. This is the platinum age of piracy. And in the midst of all that, we've got our main character, Cyrus Lawson, who has had a rough go of it in his young life, and he's settled on a small, out-of-the-way, insignificant little colony called Therese. And he's joined the colony guard there, but he's not expecting a lot of trouble because, I mean, nobody would want to invade a place like Therese. Like, give me a break. But right from the get-go of issue 1, the pirates of the ship Hazard invade his settlement looking for a special piece of data. And this data is going to lead to a treasure everybody's got their eyes on. We're talking nations, pirates, corporations, bounty hunters, criminal organizations, you name it, they want it. So this is a big old rat race in the making. And issue 2 is kicking off where our boy has been kidnapped by these pirates after the explosive action of issue 1. And he's now getting a first-hand look at the underworld of the 31st century. And they're also being pursued by a notorious pirate hunter. So we've got more action coming our way. And this is definitely, I would say this issue is probably the inciting incident of this saga. So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Does this pirate hunter have a squad, or does he hunt solo?
He has a small squad with him, but I mean he's pretty much the big baddie, as you can tell from his cybernetic enhancement. But he's a sneering imperialist type, but at the same time, I think with all the enhancements, he's a little unhinged. So you know,
you said we can't play Nintendo games on this, yet you give us space pirates pursued by a bounty hunter.
Well, I mean, Wellington, I don't know if you could really plug in a video game to his brain or to his cybernetic arm, but
that's practically Metroid right there.
Well, this is better than Metroid. Come on. Look at this. Samus Aran can't beat Wellington, okay?
What kind of gun?
Yeah.
She knows she can. Hold on. Are you saying that she can have Eve Wellington? beef with them.
Wellington does not approve of your joke. Look at him. He's glaring at you right now. But yeah,
Glaringly. Does he
Patrick
have-
goon over this, the image of this Frederic, that one.
Say again.
You just moved away from it.
Oh,
So
the chick?
Patrick
talking-
goon over that. No, the dude.
the dude.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, Patrick.
We have it for all
He knows who
kinds of
Patrick is,
people.
don't he?
Yeah, he was on Commandos last
yeah.
week. Well, yeah. Billy Bob's been
don't let
making fun of
Patrick say
Patrick
that.
for a while. I mean, he's not the only one, but he's kind of the OG.
Patrick and I were very simpatico when it comes to like story focus and everything. And I would say we have similar themes in our books, but I think his is slightly more sophisticated.
His takes place in Soviet Russia in the 90s. Yours is like 31st century.
Yeah, but we're
See, he'd be pointing out in this image. See that drawing right there? He'd be pointing out the snake in the background.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what happened. He was pointing out the gun or something on the show.
So do you mean like Patrick's story really has a little more political intrigue involved?
I would say they both have political intrigue, but I think his is more detailed. Like mine is kind of in the background.
Yeah, like where his is more intricate to the plot, where yours is more setting the state of the world.
Yeah. I think though it'll probably come into play a little more down the line, because right now we're still kind of getting reoriented into the world, because like Cyrus being naive, he's kind of the reader's window into all this, because he's just learning about everything going on with pirates.
Yeah.
And whose side is she on? Is she with the hunter or with the hero?
Oh, she is a member of Hazard. She is a pirate. That is code.
Okay. And is that like an attack dog lizard that she's got on her shoulder there, or?
So funny story. That little critter was just kind of he was in issue 1, and he was basically just kind of like a little critter in one of the wide shots of Therese.
Oh, I see.
And what happened was my original artist, he put her standing next to him on the cover for issue 1.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, I got that down here somewhere. Hang on. Wait, issue 2. Here we go. Yeah, he put the little critter next to her. And so when I asked Brian Lobdell to do a poster of her, and I showed him this, he assumed it's pretty obvious you would assume that. He assumed that they were together.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, oh, that must be her pet. So he did the poster with the little critter on there. And I didn't have the heart to correct him, because I was like, well, it looks really cool.
Correct.
Might end up changing some of your future lore. Like, I got to have them in more scenes together now.
Well, yeah, that's with comics. Like the art does tend to come back and influence the story a little bit sometimes.
No, definitely. And
he's just trying to save her money on car insurance by switching to Geico.
Exactly.
We're not sponsored, Wrangler. I mean, we are, but we've got a different sponsor. We'll get to that later.
Lordy.
Go on,
Ben. She points that minigun toward me and shouts, "Hey, no jingles or mascots."
There you go.
Yeah, she's, the thing about Code, like she hasn't had a line yet in the comics, but the big thing about her character is that she really doesn't talk a lot.
Uh-huh.
She lets her knives and guns do the talking.
Right. Silent type. Silent but deadly.
Exactly.
And she's got a boob window to talk for her as well, It's the same.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
No, right. That's what Patrick said.
Yeah, I just noticed the gun and all. She has boobs?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That's 2 big lies right there.
I used the Mr. Garrison clip to make fun of Otter. However, I think that might now be the new Patrick clip.
I think we're half an hour in. I think it's time for our first Sabrina clip here. We got a mascot on the show here, Ben, and we play a little clip of
That's
her
why
once in
that
a
song
while.
popped in mind earlier today.
Right, it's about that time here.
Oh God, yeah.
Welcome to Proof of Comics, Ben.
Who
was that?
Sabrina.
That is Sabrina Selena. She's an Italian singer, and that's a song from the 80s called Boys, Boys, Boys.
Ooh.
James is the one that tracked down that information. He tracked her down for us.
I didn't find her. Somebody found the clip, and I just took it from there.
Yeah, I found the clip on Twitter. Somebody had shared it, and I figured, oh, that's a good clip. I try to grab clips once in a while and bring them, like clips like this.
We need to.
What are you doing in here? Well, don't stare.
Oh
Do
my
you have any-
God.
Do you have many alien creatures like that in your story, Ben?
We have aliens, but they're not humanoid or like intelligent. They're all just animals, basically.
Animal xenomorph type stuff, maybe.
Pretty much. I mean, because that's kind of how I'm kind of weird in that I think that that's how aliens are in real life. I don't think that they're really intelligent. I don't think that they're like us. I think that they're probably just like other animals.
Wow,
They're like
that's
dinosaurs.
aliens are not intelligent. That's a little close-minded there, Ben.
I'm just saying, like, we're kind of an anomaly on our planet of, like most animals function on a basic level. And I think there's probably aliens that are the same way.
Welcome,
I wish they
Katie.
could function
Nice
on
to
the
see
basic
you.
level.
Nice to see you, Katie. Welcome to the show.
Hell yeah.
So would you say they're like dinosaurs?
Yeah. I mean, and like our critter, any mammals, reptiles, birds, insects. The sky's the limit.
Well, you're beyond the sky since you're out in outer space. You're like far beyond the sky, I think.
Maybe they got bird insects.
Is there a lot of like space? Do you do a lot of deep space traveling? Is there any aspect of space discovery? Are we going to see different worlds in the story?
Oh, definitely, because we never go to Earth in this series. We might after this saga, but yeah, like basically this all takes place in the Outlands, which is everything outside of Earth. Earth
Gotcha.
is the inland, and we only kind of hear about Earth in passing, but not very much else.
And when you wrote the story, did you write the whole 10-issue series like in one go, or did you just like get the beginning of the story started and then finish it later on, or how did that go? Like kind of the writing process. I'm always curious about the process.
I mainly just have this issue and the previous issue done. The big thing was like I've been conceptualizing it, and it's really just I know where we're gonna go at the end of the saga. Like I know the ending. It's just filling in the middle is the part that I'm working on.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you got an outline, and you still got some discovery left to happen along the way.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm still debating on certain elements, like if I'm going to incorporate them in this arc or if I'm going to wait to like do something in spin-offs. I know I'm being vague, but it's because I don't want to give anything away.
No, dude, I get it because I'm in the same mix as well. Like I got one comic that I'm finishing up here, and I've got outlines for everything that's going to come up, but I've got no clue exactly which issue is what is going to happen. So there's still a lot of mystery into how it's all going to develop, but just, general kind of markers, if you will, along the outline of what the general story, where it's headed and all that, and the characters.
Same. I'm actually in the same bubble, short story writer, and I'm writing a serialized. I'm practicing sort of serialized stories right now. Like, oh, this would be a great idea. And I like the first 5 issues planned and the last 5 issues, but nothing in between. Like, oh boy.
Speaking of which, James, do you have your book cam set up for today, or is that something
I do?
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to look into that a little later then. I want to dive in. James is kind of a book detective. He has like some interesting finds of old comics that he does, and then he goes through them on cam, and it's always super interesting. Do you want to play your trailer?
Oh, hell yeah.
Please do, Ben. I think everyone here wants to. I've seen it a few times on Katie's streams and Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see it.
Well, you know.
That's some sick art.
God, yeah.
I'm a little more on brand.
I wish I could take credit for that.
Well, I mean, you did hire him, didn't you?
True.
I mean, you could take all the credit.
But I didn't draw it.
For finding him. Yeah. I mean,
hey, quick question. Have you seen the deleted trailer or deleted scene from the Avengers? Endgame?
From Endgame?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, let me show you.
In for a treat. Back before the war broke out, I was a saucier in San Antone. I bet I could call up some of them greens. Yeah, noodle some crawfish out the patio. Maybe some crab apples for dessert.
I think that it's a good idea to cut it, if you ask me,
I just love the fact that they included like Captain America looking at including Captain America shooting a look at Robert Downey, and he's just looking down in shame.
Get a Robo Shin one says, I made it. Where are all the white women at? All right. You ask, we're going to give you some more Sabrina, because, we ain't shy on Sabrina here. Let's get that Sabrina. Always seen that one. Funny thing, we play Sabrina and Omer Glitch appears. How you doing, Omer?
How's it going, everybody?
Going good.
Glad to
How
be
you
here.
doing? Let's see what you're working on.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Oh, I can't bring it up because we got. Okay, we'll check out your work in a bit. We're just going to finish up with looking at the
FuseBoxx. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What
You
is
know
up?
FuseBoxx, right? You guys know each other.
Outlaw
Oh, yeah.
Nights. What's up, FuseBoxx? FuseBoxx. I
Yes,
was getting
sir.
confused with oh my god, what's his name? Over Infantiles.
Infinitials. Yeah, Chris Fisk.
Chris Fisk over.
We had him
I was
on as well.
confused, you guys. I thought you guys were the same person for like 2 weeks because
Oh
I
my
had
God.
you guys back to back and we were on the studio and all that stuff. Oh man, I was like, "What's that guy's name? What's that guy's name?"
I was hoping you were going to say, "Oh, I always confuse you with that sexy actor. What's his name?"
Yeah. Bruce Campbell.
Oh.
I'll take it.
There you go.
I always confuse
See,
you with
get
that.
a Robo
with that.
Shin one. We do not disappoint here. We know we got the white women.
I would like to include Sabrina in the next issue of Outlaw Nights, but
Get in line. She's going to be
FuseBoxx,
in
I
a
always
lot of books.
confuse you with Sabrina and your bouncing tatas.
yeah, she's a slightly bigger cup size than me, but I'll get there.
I wanted to ask you when you were on Commandos.
One hamburger at a time, right?
If you knew, are you familiar with Captain Harlock?
I've heard the name.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of taste because I grew up. Because when you say space pirate, it reminds me of one of my childhood heroes, and the French version is called Albator. I'll give you a little snapshot of that in a bit. A cartoon from 1978. I was 2 years old back then. Good times. And they made an anime, 3D anime version movie like about 12 years ago, and I'll show you that right after. But let's start with the animated from 78 before.
Oh my Lord.
There you go. Albator. That was my favorite show.
See
growing
that?
up. Space Pirates.
See that's what I've been complaining about with Space Pirate things, is that they always feel like they have to heavily reference pirates from the 1700s and stuff, where it's like, okay, like the back of his ship looks like the back of a galleon, and like he's got the Jolly Roger everywhere, and he had a little Smee guy down there. It's like, we don't do any of that. We're not referencing any classic stuff.
Okay, everybody, that was FuseBoxx. Thanks for coming on. We
Show's
enjoyed
over.
your
All right,
stay
great.
here.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding. Man. Just kidding.
I was just saying, like, the closest we get is that Ivory has a cybernetic eye, which is a vague reference to eye patches, but very vague.
Oh, interesting. No, I get it, man. You see what you want to get in your space pirate, and that's what you're bringing to life, and I respect that.
FuseBoxx, can you please tell me though, is there at least any booty that they're getting? Are they getting any of the booty?
We had not in these couple issues, but there is going to be a super sexy character introduced in issue 3.
Damn, you're making us wait so long for the booty.
Wait, which kind of booty are you talking about, Omar?
I'm talking about the sexy
know which
booty. You know, the Flint Flossy booty.
Damn. All right.
I mean,
I know this is
talking
not
about no
your kind of
gold.
space pirate.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that, you got to get Corey Barton to do a cover for that issue. Then.
Yeah,
well, here's the thing. I'm actually trying to get Corey Barton to do issue 3.
Well, Corey's Corey comes on like he's usually in the chat
do a
towards
cover
the
to issue 1 with a man booty ass.
We might see him towards the end of the show because he.
Usually playing the Sabrina clips tends to summon him, but
yeah, I mean, well, the last 2 episodes, Corey comes in exactly at the end of the show, and he's like, "Don't stop the show, guys! I just woke up," and we're like, "Dude, it's already been 2 hours. Like, you gotta set your alarm clock 1 hour earlier at least, you know."
Well, like I've been talking with him about doing issue 3. I just need to figure out how to afford him.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, I mean, hopefully the dollar dues will go down in value and versus the American dollar, and it'll be a quick flip around.
Did you split with your original artist?
No, we didn't. No, I didn't do a 40%.
No, he means, are you not continuing with?
Oh,
you're in good standing. You're still in good standing.
No, I am. I just we had a weird issue on issue 1. Where basically I think my artist, like halfway through, my artist just vanished off the face of the earth. It was a very bizarre situation. And so like I ended up having to get Simon Poitier to finish it. And he did a really great job at mimicking the style and then kind of adding his own flair to it. But after that incident, I kind of decided like I'm going to try out new artists for each issue until I hit on one where I'm like, okay, like I'm going to stick with him for the rest and all.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. Now, I know you're talking trash about my favorite childhood hero, but I'm still going to go through and show you the updated version. So they did a 3D version, and it's got a metal soundtrack this time. It's very different. But still got the eye patch, Ben. You're going to have to...
Is the back of his ship still a wooden ship?
No, this is a different ship. This is the modern 84 ship. So I believe.
Nice. That's the early aughts remake, correct? I remember
2013.
Okay, because I remember seeing that, like watching the entire thing. Never heard of Harlock whatsoever before that, and I just sat down like, "Whoa, what's this? It's totally not pirate this and see what's about."
It's definitely got a similar vibe to what I'm going for.
Yeah, it was very great. I enjoyed it very much, and I was mind blown. And if yours is anything like that, I'm sure it's definitely worth picking up.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think mine is a little more blue collar, hand to hand. That's the best way I can describe it.
Beating up a guy with a wrench.
Not as much like robotics. There are cybernetics involved, but not as much like, and we don't do lasers in this one. That's right.
No lasers. What kind of fights do you have? Like spaceship fights and all that?
Well, we will. We don't have any in these first two issues. We have mainly gunfights and hand to hand.
Right, you got to build up to it. So when you're writing, do you like have a soundtrack that you listen to? Do you have like music that you like to immerse yourself with when you're?
Oh yeah,
doing that.
When I was writing these, I was listening to a lot of EDM and rap.
Okay, yeah, EDM. I used to listen to a lot of techno back in the 90s, early aughts. Not so much now. Not so much.
And I also listened to Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive, because you have to.
That's old. Yeah. I used to listen to that when I was very young. Nice. Awesome.
Sounds like it's going to have some attitude.
Oh, definitely. And we are so effing close to 1K, and 1K stretch goal is where we unlock the stickers from 6 a.m. comics, which are going to be included for everybody.
Cool. And we can still get the number 1 with number 2. Tell us a little bit about your
yeah. Oh, definitely. This is, I keep it super simple because like my whole thing is like, I care a lot about being timely with it. And so like really the only real thing extras we have at the moment are add-ons for posters, which are all listed on the campaign. But so these tiers are very simple, like, 1 issue for the digital, 1 for the physical. And then you get both digital or both physical. But the both physical is probably the best deal we've got because it's for the price of 1 book, you get 2.
Right, and they're 25 pages each approximately?
First one is 25, and the second one is about 30 with some extra art pages added on as well. So you're looking at close to 40.
Okay, that's a good deal.
I'll buy that for $1.
It's $25, Omer. You gotta get your, piggy bank ready for that.
This is one of the posters, by the way. I highly recommend it.
So is it a small poster, or do you ship it folded out or rolled up in a tube? How's the logistic on that work?
Last time I did posters, I kept them flat, put them in a big old package to send. Because I don't want to bend them. You know what I mean? I don't want to roll them up and get creases and all that. I want you to get it pristine.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
And yeah, we are so close to that 1K stretch goal. We are like $42 away.
Oh, dude. Okay. We're gonna make it happen. Nice.
Come on, back this project now. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times. Make FuseBoxx holla.
Katie says, hello, Omer Glitch and Rosario.
Hola, amor preciosa. Hola, ¿cómo está? Ay.
Careful, you're going to get deported there, Omer.
Don't call ice on me, Katie.
I'm going to take you down, FuseBoxx, just for the time being.
Just make sure they deport me back to Texas, okay?
Not you with the screen here. And let us look at what... that's me. Where are you, Omer Glitch? Very professional.
Good Lord, leave the fucking thing alone.
Well,
Who are
how
you
do I
trying to pull
find?
up?
I'm
I am
trying
a
to pull
lizard.
up Omer glitch. What's the?
I mean,
Hey.
here. I'm
Oh shit.
You? Oh yeah, that's a. Is that a new one you started working on, or?
Yeah, this is something new. So on my Monday show, I do Monday Night Draws with Omer Glitch and my co-host Aaron Moses, and we study David Finch. But I wanted to see if I could mimic and emulate the great Keith Giffen on his Shadowhawk images of Shadowhawk style and his trencher style, and to some extent his Lobo style, right? So I took this image as my reference, and I'm totally aping it. It's I'm giving credit. So this is the original Shadowhawk image.
Oh yeah, I remember that style.
It.
I'm not super familiar with the artist, but I remember seeing that style.
So I decided to do my own version in the Keith Giffen, and of course I'm giving him credit after Keith Giffen, and trying to do my own take on it and see if I can emulate it to some extent, because I like it. I think it's really weird and it's really cool. But a lot of people dislike it, and but it's really fast. Like you could
fuck him.
He could do 3 to 5 pages of this style per day, from what I remember reading in an article interview.
2 or 3 per day?
Per day, man.
Well, fuck him. He's making us look bad.
Yeah. So
Yeah, fuck him.
I thought I'd try to ape it so I could kind of understand how he's doing it. And I think I got it.
Nice.
It looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, good work, man.
So you're gonna do 2 or 3 pages in a day from now on?
No.
Careful, I think Ben's about to hire you, Omer.
To do that, but I wish. Once I get it down a little bit more, I'll probably need to do about 2 or 3 more, riffs off this. I could probably pick it up and get it after that. Yeah. Some of it has to do with coloring. How you end up coloring it is going to matter.
You still do your colors by hand, right, Omer? Do you do any digital? I haven't seen you do. I know you do a lot of.
I have a couple of digital pieces. I've only like posted 2 or 3 digital pieces, but yeah, I find digital to be really, really tedious, and it takes me twice as long as if I just did it by hand, and then I don't have anything to really show for it physically, so I don't like to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm still learning digital, like, because you got to do the flats beforehand, and then you got to do almost the same amount of work with the effects after that. But you do have more leeway in experimenting and trying out stuff and tweaking a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't understand how people get faster at it. It just doesn't compute in my brain. I just can't get it. I can't get fast at it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you a digital piece I've got available here. Let me see if I can find it.
So I just supported your campaign, FuseBoxx. So I think
lordy,
halfway to the 42 that you need. So not over the mark yet, but at least we're getting you closer there, slowly but surely. Even though you dissed my favorite childhood cartoon.
Look, it's not my fault that they put the back of a galleon on a spaceship. Okay,
that's what makes it look good. Okay, I'm just saying. Oh yeah, it's Superman.
So here's the Superman that I haven't finished.
Yeah. Oh, you're working straight on a
tablet. Little anime style. Yeah, and this was done on this tablet. It's got a pencil. It does all the fancy stuff. But let me see if I can find the gallery here.
All right, let me put some background music back here. There we go. A little less silence when people stop speaking.
I do sketch a lot on here just for funsies. Let's see what I can.
For funsies?
Yeah,
because I never finish anything.
I think I know why people think you're so young now, Omer. I think it's because you say funsies.
You think so?
Could be.
That's hella good.
So here's
that's cool.
A Spider-Man.
That's a good
Hulk.
That's a really good Spider-Man.
Makes me think a little bit of Mark Bagley style. You got large eyes, but it's not exactly the McFarlane.
I got to be careful because there might be boobies that I sketched out, so I don't want to show those.
Oh, I have no problem with that.
Oh no, we wouldn't want to show boobies by accident.
You know what stream you're on, right?
Yeah.
I dance every time you do.
Hold
that.
up. I got a clip specifically for him. Hold up. In response to the saying you won't show it, here.
I hope you choke on a motherfucking cheese stick, you nasty, greasy bitch. You look like you drink white Gatorade and smell like nickels. Fuck you.
You got him mad there, Omer.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty mad. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, that Batman is interesting.
Yeah, I really like this Batman. It was
yeah. It's very
little David Fincher, little Travis Sherray kind of inspired. I was looking at a lot of Travis at the time.
Travis is on Blueski now. I was looking for him on Twitter, and he says, I moved to Blueski.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Blue Sky?
Why?
He is a little.
So what'd you say, Billy?
Isn't it like Blue Sky fixing to go out right now?
It's going downwards, so it's heading for a crash. Oh, you got a Lego glitch there.
I did a Lego glitch real quick.
Because of course you did.
So I need to clean it up though, but I thought it would be fun. I found like a work to draw your own glitch, like your own characters as Legos.
Oh, we got a face reveal in the mirror.
Sir, you should not be saying funsies.
You see me?
Look at that gray hair, brother. Look at that gray hair.
He's not so young with the gray and the
I'll
beard.
be honest with you. I thought he was like 30-something.
I don't know. Everybody thinks he's a young chap.
Oh, I'll come on camera here. Yeah. I'm not afraid to be on camera.
That's the
I
same
usually
as
don't
me.
do it.
I'm not camera shy. I just like drawing on stream a lot. So
Right.
it's not
I
a
can't
whole-
find my other pieces. I'll look for the ones that are finished. But I'm as old as you are, Fred. You said 78, right? That's same time.
Yeah, I'm 78. Yeah, that's right.
That's not what it said on your driver's license. It said about 94.
94.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
the
really like
speed
this angle, but hello.
There you go.
But this is, I'm here.
Wait, there's no
What
numbers
up?
on your
Hey.
clock.
Yeah,
clock-
they're white numbers on white background
Wore
embossed.
them out.
You have Vegeta on your wall.
It's such an old clock that the numbers wore out. They just
Yeah.
faded from
Oh, Vegeta, that piece was done by a student, and they gave it to me.
It's over 9,000.
Nice.
That's cool. It's cool stuff.
I always
Oh,
love
good.
when people do the Vegeta bald with his hairline.
I always
pretty much-
I always call him fajita because the Mexican culture, we like fajitas. But I hate Dragon Ball. I can't stand Dragon Ball.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I'm
Kick
throwing
me,
down the
kick me,
gauntlet.
Kick me.
Wow, you're just making enemies today, Omer.
Dude, I
Outlaw
was in
Knights
college.
wouldn't
Well,
exist if there
I
was.
mean, I'm
Dragon
fine.
Ball.
I'm not a weeb. I'm not a weeb at all, but I'm surrounded by weebs. You wouldn't believe
No,
it.
Yeah,
you're definitely
yeah.
a weeb, Frederick.
I
You're like, did you watch this anime? Did you watch this anime? Did you watch this one?
It's the weebiest.
Otter? That's Otter you're thinking of. There.
Otter is a weeb. He's like, I don't really watch this. He knows all these other fucking animes. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
And he knows
Come
the
on.
most obscure, weird stuff that you've never heard of. And he he knows all the name of the genres in like Japanese proper. So
Well, to be fair, his sister's like,
to be fair,
like it.
I know Akira, like Ghost in the Shell, Ninja Gaiden. No, that's a video game.
Ninja Scroll.
Scroll. See, that's how little of a weeb I am.
No, you're definitely a dweeb and a weeb.
Well, you
Listen,
know,
now I do
your
like some
weebness
anime.
even compelled you to. Here, I'll raise this clip to you, Frederick.
Don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
Oh, we got a Wolverine here.
This is an unfinished Wolverine. I need to put in the background. It's almost finished.
Yeah, I mean, if you leave it with a white background, it's finished pretty much. That's the best costume, man. The brown and yellow. It's the best looking costume.
Yeah, but he didn't draw the part where he's standing on a stool.
Standing on a stool?
He's not that small, you know.
Well,
you grew up with fucking.
He's like 5'2", isn't he?
Yes, he's a
He's
small
5'3".
Yeah, 5'3".
Some
I don't think
graphic
short,
design
man.
work I did for a cousin of mine who thinks he's a rapper. He's like a music metalhead rapper guy.
Okay, yeah.
It's for his rap album.
Yeah, you got some metal style lettering there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see what else I got on here.
Well, let me pull up mine while you're looking for some other work here. And Billy, you can tell us a little bit about this character since she's kind of your character.
Oh yeah, it's a Castle and Crusade character we're doing, which is kind of it's Otter who's DMing it for us, and he wanted to commission a couple of our characters. So Frederick ended up getting picked for mine. Corey ended up getting picked for another person's character, and Corey got sabotaged on that one where we didn't.
That's right. Oh, my damn camera okay, zoomed out pretty good this time.
Is that the enhanced booty version? Did you embiggenate it like Corey told you to?
No, I think we're going to stick with because I was talking to Billy since she's his character, and he kind of said, no, she's got a tiny booty, this one, right? Billy, what do you think? Should I embiggen the booty or leave it as such?
Yeah, I was really fine with it.
Make it
need
bigger.
to redraw it.
Okay.
Make it bigger.
We'll keep it
Just
like
a
this.
little bit bigger.
Well,
Give her a little
FuseBoxx,
bit of them.
when you hire me to do a pinup, I'll make it as big as you want. But,
I like big booty Latinas. That is my kryptonite.
We all do. You know.
What are you doing in here? Well, don't stare.
What the hell movie is that?
Actually, Patrick, but he wasn't staring at her. He was staring at the picture of the man on the top of the shower.
Love me.
I make Frederick
It
cry
feels
because
good.
the character is an ASMR. And we're like,
Is that-
Frederick, you got to draw the wings, man.
Yeah, I've got to see. Let me bring it back here. Billy Bob is like making me draw every single feather in the wings because he saw me do it in my comic, and he's like,
if you can draw a brick, you can draw a feather.
Is that an angel or a Valkyrie?
So, I just went with the ASMR race, which we were able to just pull in. The thought for the character is playing a fighter class and was thinking of a Valkyrie, basically.
Okay, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Well, we're playing Castle and Crusade system with Otter's.
I got some Sabrina action here for you.
Ooh.
I only know about
This is
Ace. Oh.
This is the best digital piece I've done.
Oh yeah, Domino.
Yeah.
Ooh, she could get lucky with me. I'll tell you that.
You need to draw the one from the Deadpool movie as well.
Well, all he has to do is
this
like invert. You just do like colors invert, and it's the one from the Deadpool movie.
Well,
I got to give her a pro, right?
Yeah,
Gotta
gotta have
give
the
her a
pro, brother.
Right.
You know, for a black chick, that she was pretty hot. She was pretty hot, but you know,
I like ladies of many different races. I don't discriminate when it comes to booty.
my favorite ones are the ones that like me.
There you go.
Yeah, but you got one. You got a race that you're like, I don't know. Come on.
Well, I like them. I like them to glow in the dark, so I can always find them.
That's right.
What? That is so weird.
I got that.
So you're into the Asian chicks.
Oh yeah, that's pretty white.
No, I like them vampire white, buddy.
Okay.
They glow by moonlight. They glow by moonlight.
Gotcha. I thought you meant the nuclear glow.
Well, that's coming next.
This joke went racist in so many ways.
Yeah.
What's a dark place?
An Asian, of course.
And now
What's
it's
the dog
time.
doing?
It's time for a message from our sponsor.
It's a fucking scam, mate. It's the biggest fucking scam I've seen in my fucking life. And if I was Satoshi Nakamoto, just like all the other coins, my aim would be get as much of this money and get of this fake money in the hands of the world's young, hopeful men. Get them to pay me their real money. All you would be thinking is, how can I advertise this? How can I get it out? And I know people will turn around and say, he hasn't sold it. Well, it's very easy to fucking short sell it.
Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
Why'd you stop it, Billy?
Because I was so confused where that was coming into our conversation.
It's a commercial break. We'll get back to it later. Thank you very much. Gotta let him play out. I can't get back into it.
Well,
So
we have it. We have this commercial break, and I think Omar's gonna love it.
Ain't no black protagonists in Nintendo games, boy.
Oh man, damn, that was hard, bro. That was hard.
There's your commercial break.
You guys went hard. Shit. Here's a little TMNT I never finished that I thought was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
That's
all the digital stuff.
The pencils are like super light cyan, right? Unless it's a reflection.
Oh yeah, I use like a fluorescent green color just to lay it out.
Okay.
It's really rough because I was inking it myself. So
Yeah.
Are they super light cyan or are they super light Saiyan?
they're Super Saiyan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Know what
Super
I'm saying.
Saiyan 2.
Oh shit! I'm
It's a
Super
deep
Saiyan
cut.
God mode. Super Saiyan God mode.
They were so
I'm gonna
light.
go
I'm
piss
just
on your ass.
saying it.
No, Ultra
saying.
Instinct is the greatest thing ever.
Ultra Instinct. I'm gonna spend 1,000 years in this room and learn all my kung fu moves against you, forever and ever.
I mean,
Then we'll go
that's,
do 100
that's a long
push-ups.
time in the real world. I mean,
And 100 jumping jacks.
He's gonna put his
One Punch Man
Buster
style.
Sword on you, buddy.
It just doesn't sound like the juice is worth the squeeze on that one.
Ooh, classic. The juice is worth the squeeze. Hell yeah. One of my favorite movies there. Girl Next Door.
I haven't
Good
seen that
Lord.
one.
What? You haven't seen that one?
Girl
Juice
Next
is
Door?
Worth the squeeze. Yeah, the Girl Next Door, baby.
No.
Oh,
it
yeah.
Hey, you want to know a way to piss off Fuss, Frederic?
Hold on. I was finish your idea. Then I want to get to James's book cam before I forget.
Say Aerith.
Aerith?
Mm.
he did it.
Not hard. James, are you still there? Testing 1 2 1 2. You might have stepped away. AF key for a moment.
I think he just.
No, I'm still here.
You got the book cam ready to go?
Give me a sec. Just gotta upload some photos I took of the comic.
Sounds good, man.
Display here should only take a moment.
Yeah, I got a clip to fill up the silence here.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow.
Damn. Man, you guys are quick on those clips, man. It's great.
House of Clips.
Love it.
Oh, don't worry, we have way
Enjoy the silence.
like
no
you've
silence
seen the new
here.
Power Rangers, right?
Power Rangers?
Yeah, the new one.
I haven't seen the new one. Last time I watched Power Rangers was like in the 90s.
Go,
Well, I'm going to show you a little bit. I'm not going to
Rangers.
show the whole thing. I'll show you a little bit of the new Power Rangers. You're going to love it.
Is there white power in it?
It's time for marginalized trans accepted.
Yeah. And I think that has a very important message that we all need to digest.
For a modern audience.
What are you talking about? They tried something in L.A. over the past 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I saw those pride flags. They look weird now.
They're evolving.
They keep adding new colors and shapes to it.
Yeah, they've been
They're
evolving.
finding out new ways to say anything but white straight guys.
Are they evolving or are they just mutating?
Yeah, they should just like have a big white flag with a red X on it or something.
What's terrible as they display those flags, all my little local taqueria cart spots, all my drive-up spots are disappearing. I miss my
Can't
tacos,
stand
man.
that.
What the hell? Why do they have to? Why do those colorful people have to take away my tacos? What the hell?
Gotta fight back. Gotta
We
fight.
got tacos at home.
I got them in the closet. They're in the basement.
Lordy.
Black market tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, James.
Yeah.
Ayo.
Ready to go.
I suppose.
Aztec Ace.
That's right. That's a real comic book that you're seeing there. Aztec Ace.
I'll let you figure it out, Billy. I can't.
What are you trying to do?
Just make them full screen so we can see the comic.
Okay.
is-
I'm
is
gonna
larger.
explain this. You see at the bottom where it has all our names and stuff?
Yeah.
Just click the solo layout icon, the little tiny
Oh,
box
okay.
in the top.
Yeah, exit. So okay, gotcha.
I don't know if James' internet's crapping out. I don't see the pixels.
Yeah, it's a little pixelated, James.
Yeah, it might be the internet. Sorry
Like
about
super pixelated.
You got to pedal faster on the internet wheels.
that. There's other people using the internet, so
Somebody else is streaming a movie or something.
yeah. So sorry
Epic
if it's
fail.
super pixelated.
Epic fail. You've let us
Maybe-
down.
Maybe you can zoom in on it. Maybe that'll bypass the compressor.
I see this. I see the Steam logo. You're playing games on a Mac?
Amongst other things.
Oh yeah, you can
What
play
is
games
wrong
on-
with you, sir?
Here, let me try switching my cam real quick, because this was just the photos I took. I have the actual. Hopefully, I'm not sure if this one is a tad bit better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, because these are the actual comic cam. Those were photos that I took of all the different covers, because I actually have all of the comic books right here, and they're just gonna have that terrible glare over it when I show you, which is something I hate. But this is very much Aztec Ace. This is the first issue right here. It
Well, how
sounds
did you-
funny. It's funny. Go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah. Start by telling us, how did you decide to pick this up? How did you find it, and what made you decide to get this?
I literally just look up when I'm bored. I look for either books I'm looking for, because I'm not just a comic book collector, but I'm a book collector, period. I have really old books, and comic books are some of the ones I'm looking into recently. And I don't necessarily go after books that are worth tons of money as much as I go after books that generally interest me, and particularly those that are older. This one, I just started looking out on eBay, and I saw the title Aztec Ace and thought, that's kind of crazy. So I looked it up. It had an interesting premise, and the premise essentially is
there we go.
A Latin American man from the year 23 or from the 23rd century who somehow obtains a machine in the shape of an egg that he uses to time travel with. And essentially, his enemies are going throughout time, interfering with historical events, which create these time paradoxes, which essentially summon up these crazy looking creatures. I'll show you one momentarily.
The image is like super clear now, James. I think your neighbor's done with porno.
Excellent. Excellent.
I have some of these comics by Eclipse Comics. I have some of them.
Yeah, some Eclipse comics. I look towards the older ones.
Right.
But,
well, I have some Aztec Ace too. I gotta
Oh.
support the Raza when I see it, you know.
Aztec, yeah. His home base or home time is actually in the Mesoamerican era, a couple years before Cortez lands. He lives amongst the Aztecs, and inside one of their pyramids, he has just his technological gadgetry that he prepares his missions with, and he essentially goes on these journeys. I think it's heavily inspired by Doctor Who. I haven't watched too much Doctor Who, but from what I know of Doctor Who, there's bits of mystery around it. He does have a companion who's from the 1940s, a female companion who's from the 1940s that helps him out, and they just go on adventures throughout time, thwarting these guys who are trying to shift and change historical moments. In this particular issue, they're trying to stop a clone of Ben Franklin from going back. I'm not lying to you. A clone of Ben Franklin
that page layout
going back
great.
in time.
That's dope. That's a super creative page layout. Like I like
killing.
Look at that, Salvador Dali.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The only issue I'd say that I found so far isn't necessarily in the art, but in some of the writing. Maybe hard to see. There's a small bubble here. I don't necessarily think that the author's first language was English, because some of the grammar isn't necessarily the best, and he's kind of repetitive. In this bubble here, he's talking about why it's important for them. But why
Read it off first. Read off the bubble.
I'm trying to read it upside down here. But he says, I think we're in London, and since it's a key chord, which I'm not necessarily sure what a chord is, it must be a time important to time. So that's something you kind of that kind of wording appears. I've only read maybe 3 issues, but it appears a lot, and it's kind of poor. And I don't think necessarily English was the author's first language, but overall, I think the art is fantastic, and it takes you on a journey because you're not
Making fun of someone with a disability is retarded.
on the very first pages in his journey, his retarded journey. You're in Tenochtitlan. For those of you who know Aztec stuff, can see it better than me.
Yeah,
and
there's always way too many consonants in Aztec words.
There is a lot, but it's beautiful because on one page you are exploring this magnificent Aztec world where he's hanging out with these hot Aztec babes. Got some great female shots there for you. I know everybody loves those. And then the next, he's exploring his technological machinery and inside his time machine, which much like Doctor Who is in the shape. His is in the shape of an egg. Doctor Who is in the shape or a
telephone booth.
Yes, a telephone booth. It has the same aspect where the interior is just much larger than the exterior. And it does a good job at flipping between those. And then like a few pages later, we are now in the 1940s, having a conversation between a police officer and a private eye. And that's what I kind of like about this is you really don't know which time era you're going to end up in. And the journey so far has been fun, though a bit confusing to follow because of the writing. But I got to show off some of the more impressive stuff. Let me look for it real quick, because so far every issue I've looked into has had at least one big, amazing spread or just like a piece that's taken me away. And this one is the one that really got me in this issue.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I believe that's supposed to be Kalkulkulkan, or the feathered serpent coming to life, which is the beginning of like a time paradox that he has to stop, beginning the first journey. Now, the issue there too is this is a 52-page book as a first issue. This is where the journey really begins. Look how much we've already skipped through. Like, this is halfway through the book already. So that's sort of like some issues with pacing in there as well. And I will say that the front cover, as much as I do enjoy it, it's nothing compared to the second cover, which I think they should have just started off with, because this one kind of blows me away. You have this dinosaur in the front, and you have this image of a gentleman getting crucified, which I'm not sure is supposed to be Christ or not, but you got that, and you got this excellent thread of like these deathly figures, which unfortunately none of them appear in this comic or this issue.
Classic on the cover, but not
cool,
in the book.
Yes.
Cool stuff.
And this one had, like, it showed one of the paradox creatures that appears that they're trying to stop. And also, it opens up with a. Is this the one where it has? Yes. It opens up.
Hey, James, your pronunciation of Aztec names is pretty on point, man. Pretty good.
Thank you. I really like Mesoamerican stuff. Just because I really like that flavor, and I played a video game once that had a lot of them in there, so I heard their names over and over again. But there's some comedy involved as well. You got yourself a naked Ben Franklin, or a clone of Ben Franklin there.
What's he? What is the clone of Ben Franklin's goal?
His goal is he's essentially.
Why is he naked?
So he's naked. I actually have no idea why he's naked, and that's not explained. He just shows up naked. So
well, he was probably just cloned.
Yeah, so he is a clone, and he works for the bad guy, which his name is, I believe it's 10 Crocodile, which we don't really get. Here we go. We got a lovely fight sequence here.
Oh, it must be in relation with Tenkage.
There you go. Tenkage's brother, 10 Crocodile. But 10 Crocodile trying to go about time and fuck things up. Doesn't explain why. Once again, I don't think it has the greatest the storytelling, which probably explains why this was only about a 15 issues a run. I'm looking for the one.
Do you have the complete run at this point? Or
I have the complete run. I got them all 15 issues.
And did you read through it all?
I read the first 2 issues. Okay. Here's one of their paradox creatures.
Whoa!
Which is one of the reasons why I keep reading. It gets really crazy. Yeah.
It's weird.
And what I love about it is it's got a good mix of futurism, of science fiction, of fantasy. It all finds its way in here in separate aspects that I really enjoyed. Like 10 Crocodile, his home base is literally a floating ship. Right there. That's what the bad guy cruises in. Well, your good guy is hanging out with the Aztecs.
That's some James Bond level bad guy base.
Yes. So I've been enjoying this a lot. Though I'd say out of the comics I've been picking up, this one's kind of left me wanting in the story section a bit, but the art section has been pretty killer. This is issue 3 right here. Try to keep the glare off of it.
Yeah, that's a nice cover.
Yeah, and luckily this one does have what you see on the cover, and this one is in the issue. So I'm happy about that. This was the one we were showing off earlier, issue 4. When I first ordered these, I thought I was missing a handful of issues, but they actually put them in the back here.
And do you find that going through it like stimulates your own ideas for stories and stuff? Are you getting like creative inputs from?
Definitely, I'd say it does. It kind of like, I really enjoy going through them, checking out the art, appreciating it, and going down an appreciation spree, which I usually do. I haven't done it with this one yet, where I usually learn more about the comic company, learn more about the authors, learn more about the story, why they started it, things of that nature. But definitely, because I am a short story, I pull from everything I've ever written, read, and in ways, let's be honest, we don't necessarily know how the things we read overall affect our own works and the finer details.
Yeah, there's a lot of like unconscious influence that happens.
Yes. But one thing that I've fallen in love with comics is probably the covers. I've fallen in love with cover art. I've fallen in love with the advertisements in there, and just the that old school art you get that's hidden within. That you go hunting and you find stuff like this. Maybe not the best written, but a lot of this art I can just look at for like 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah, he's really well drawn. Like everything looks like super anatomically correct and very well realistic, I would say. Like he's a very consistent style.
Absolutely. I like this cover too. Just the use of red and negative spacing.
And is it the same artist throughout all 15 books?
That looks like a Clockwork Orange, like the trailer to Clockwork Orange.
Good point.
I think it's time for an Aztec Ace Netflix adaptation.
Oh, you want to race swap there?
You don't need to race swap. He's Aztec.
Yeah, race swap Doctor Who is what happened.
They'd probably make him Aztec because he's from the 23rd century.
He's a 23rd century Aztec.
Yeah.
This is the last issue right here. This was the final issue published.
Yeah, Tenkage says Eclipse Comics cool. That's some 80s, 90s independent comic history there.
Yes.
Yep. And Rosario says Eclipse has got some great titles. So Eclipse is not the same as EC Comics, right? Those are two different, I would imagine.
Is this screen still blurry? This one's still showing blurry?
No, this is good now.
They're different.
Your neighbor's done with his downloading. It's all
good. Because this is really another thing I wanted to show you. I literally built this only using AI because I don't know coding whatsoever. And it's because you guys were talking about plotting stories earlier. I have the same issue. So this is literally made for serial story plotting. It's already on the net. It's free. There's no ads on it or anything. It's just serialstoryplotter.com. And you can start whole stories here. You can choose the amount of episodes you want. You could enter your genre, story description, or title, and you hit create story. And right here, you'll have a simple layout of the percentage completed based upon the amount of stories you've created, which are down here. And you have a add arc button, which adds story arcs. And you can also use plot points. And you could just easily insert them into this point. I just insert anything. And you hit enter, and it operates as a tag. And you could also hit this to kind of just show that this arc is done. It will kind of put a little X out for you. You could do the same thing with characters right here, and they operate as tags. So you could add your characters, and then you can go into episode 1, click on it. Here's your episode 1. You can name it whatever you want right here. You can add your character description or your episode description, your notes, your word count, and then this one you can change it from planned, in progress, or completed. And then you can insert whatever word count you want right here and hit update. Your word count will update. And once you hit save changes, it should update your percentage here. Since we added 10 episodes, it's 10% complete. And also you can add arcs. So you add an arc here, and then you can add characters here, hit save. And then right here, when you go over your little character list, it'll show you which arcs appear here and which characters appear here as well. Let's see if I'm missing anything. I feel like I'm missing something because there's a lot of small features I added. Yes, this one here.
So you, as a non-programmer, used an AI to get it to code the tools you wanted for writing. Yeah, that's wild.
Because I needed this tool. It's available for free for everybody online. And you can, for your arcs, you have an introduction tag. So that way
when you go here, it'll say EP1 introduced or your arc. And then this basically saying this is the episode it was introduced at. And every time you add the same arc in a different episode, like say you go to episode 2, you add the same arc, it's going to go to advanced because you already introduced it. This is going to advance the arc. And then if you can just hit save, and then as you can see in this one, arc is gray, which means that's the introduction. Over here, your arc is purple or is orange, meaning that's the advancement. And essentially, you can keep advancing as many times as you need until you get to your arc being resolved, which will appear as green, and you save. So you can go through your episodes. You can keep track of what's in each of them right here. And then on top of that, you can export or download as text.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah.
I spent 2 days going back and forth with AI, just adding every little feature. You can download a text file.
So this took you just 2 days to make?
2 days.
You made this with AI, James?
With AI, knowing nothing about coding. I didn't even know how to get it online. I asked the AI how to do that too.
And you buy the website domain name too for it?
Yes, $7.99. And the thing is, what was good is because AI is a machine, so it's going to screw up. So when it's screwing up and telling me what to do, I could just tell the machine, stop. I don't know what you mean by this. Dumb it down for me even more and more and more. So this is all out there. You can download a text file, or you can download a particular file. I think it's called a JTOS or something like that. That you can that you can re-upload into here if you just want to continue your story.
Jason is like
awesome,
the most.
Dude.
The Jason file is the most common file format that you can like pretty much drive into anything and be able to.
And not only that,
it's
also got a night and day mode because I just know Billy always complains about there being a night mode, and that stuck with me. So I put it night and day
mode, baby. Hell yeah! I love it.
There's a little guide here how everything works, and then you can also, even though you already have this whole story, you can add a new story, and it'll appear here, and you can do everything that you just did in this story to this other story, and you can add up to 8 different stories and have upwards of 25 episodes per story. But say it's like you just click on this little button and this story takes up everything, and you can just do that with every story you want here and have up to 8 different stories. So this is free out there, guys. If you're a writer, comic book writer, a serial story writer, go use it, because I was looking for something like this specifically. I couldn't find it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist out there, but this one's free, and it's just made out of frustration and looking for this answer. So if this interests you, that's out there for free at serialstoryplotter.com.
Wow, I'm gonna have to play with that.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So what's
I mean, I know AI can make code and stuff like that. So I mean, the fact that you used it and actually made something functional is fantastic.
And he doesn't know how to program and nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Where is it hosted, James? Like, did you have to rent a server for that?
Yes, I believe it's on Netify.
Okay, so you got some service or something?
Yes.
Did you have AI find you the cheapest web hosting and domain name purchasing on the web? $7.99 sounds really cheap.
Yeah, that was pretty cheap. But you know, URLs aren't that expensive.
Yeah, that's about the price for a domain name, Omer.
Yeah. Unless you're buying it on secondhand market, then somebody's gonna chalk it up way more.
Yeah, that's whatever price.
Well, I have web hosting and I have 100 gigs and I pay $150 a year.
Yeah, but we're talking. No, you're mixing two things. We're not talking about the hosting. We're talking about the domain. Yeah. Okay.
Right, but usually, you, wherever you buy the domain name, you can host it there with them. And is that what they're charging you per year, or just the $7.99?
The first one is $7.99. All other recurring years is going to be $18.99.
No, but what he's asking is because you're using a free hosting, so where the actual server, where the code is based, where the database is that's a free service you're using, right, James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
This is out there.
They're two separate prices, but yeah. Cool.
So programmers are fucked.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, this is actually way more complex than I remember it being. Like, that is a lot of features. But it took like 2 days of going back and forth to get it all working appropriately. And it did break like 20 billion times. But
this would take like 6 months of like talking to a programmer and getting him to do like one thing at a time until he would get to all the features.
And frankly, it could have been done sooner. But I always choose like the minimal plan, so you get the minimal amount of credits allotted to you per day. So once the credits were up, I had to wait till the next day to continue.
Yeah.
So,
and I actually did use multiple AI. Like I used Claude AI, which is like touted as the best coding AI. But then I got to areas where it could not fix, and I literally just took the code and I fed it to Grok, and Grok fixed what that couldn't fix.
Wow.
And
I use Grok and ChatGPT a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a bundle of different AIs that I guess are working off of different strengths. But ultimately, I got maybe 3 or 4 programs, like the one I was showing you earlier too. That this one right here. Let's see, will load. Yeah, has these had the original art. This was also made by AI because I just wanted an image viewer so I could show off the covers here. This one works, though it's a little tad slow. It takes like an extra maybe 3 to 4 seconds to actually shift from image to image, but it works ultimately. Made by AI.
I programmed the fastest image viewer online.
Yeah.
If you want, I can share you the code for that after.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's freaking awesome. How much can you evaluate how much it costs you, like all the AI services and the time you put in?
Let's say to make these programs only, exterior, all the other AI tools, it cost me $28.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's $20 for Claude and $8 for Grok.
That is wild, completely wild.
Yeah, and these aren't the only programs I made. I made like a handful of other ones too. I have one that's just made for image conversion because I kept coming along. What file was it? It was just a particular.
AVIF?
Yes, AVIF files.
Oh God, I hate that one. I hate that one.
I was so pissed off. I literally got the AI to make me a converter specifically for AVIF files so I could turn them into JPEG or PNG. So it made me that as well. It's crazy,
you, man.
It's just making tools. It's making a lot of crazy tools, and it's just nice to have them because these are tools that I thought in the back of my head, wouldn't it just be cool to have?
Well, I hope you never turn to the dark side, James, because
jeez, yeah, no kidding, right?
Honestly, I tested out AI to its fullest. It's no good without a human being, and eventually it does fail. And that even includes the writing portion. The writing portion. I had AI create full-blown stories for me. It's no good. It does lose soul. And I implement AI just as tools to further my vision, but it can never really replace anything at its core. And I wouldn't necessarily want it to. Like if somebody told me, like, hey, I use AI to sort of fix up my weaknesses so I could focus on my strengths, I think that's good. But if somebody says I use AI to, I use AI at the base of everything to generate the very story I'm writing, I think that's a little off. You're missing the human aspect there. I believe that the core of the story needs to come from the human.
But if you want to have tools that'll take you to the next level and keep you organized, that really doesn't take a whole lot of time. You just got to ask it the right questions, I guess, right? I don't think.
Yes. You ask it the right questions. You add in every little feature you kind of want. And I've always started off each of them by just keeping it simple. Like, that's a lot of features, but my initial idea was just a simple story plotter. And it built it without, like, the character arcs and the character references. It built it without all that stuff, and was at its base a simple story plotter. And then over time, I told it, add in this feature, add in that feature, So it was a slow process, but it built up over time, and it produced a program that I know I've been using very much to a magnificent extent. That I really needed something to get me there, and that did it. So, it just helped me in ways that I didn't think that machine was able to. But here we are.
Well, hell
That's
yeah.
wild, man. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Chrissy in the chat. Chrissy from Flip City. She'll be our next guest for, our guest next week. So I'm looking forward to that, Chrissy.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be looking at Flip City magazine, which is kind of the spiritual successor to Mad. Grew up reading Mad magazine. That's like the story of my life.
I'm actually currently working for the ex-editor of National Lampoon magazine.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like in video editing or some other aspect?
I kind of do what Billy Bob does for this channel.
Oh, okay. So you interfere and stop clips when he's trying to play his clips and stuff. I get it.
There you go.
Yes.
I basically make all the advertisement stuff. I bring it up whenever he gets super chats. I kind of keep track of them and shit like that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's been cool. I heard lots of crazy stories.
So you got your eyes on another set of books that you want to hunt down, or?
Yes, Eclipse Monthly. I believe that only had like roughly 10 issues. And in the back of one of these issues of Aztec Ace, they had an advertisement for a short story that appears in Eclipse Monthly that I really liked. And it was very much of a Latin flavor. It was this Mexican cowboy just standing there with a gun in one hand and a guitar in the other. And I forgot what his name was. Something really Spanish. It said, let's just say Juan Govea, the Californio. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Nice.
Oh, keep us posted.
So I'll be hunting that down soon. And also, I should mention about Aztec Ace. One of the interesting things about it was that I was initially going to just get a hardcover reprint of all the issues combined, but the hardcover reprint was roughly the same price as the original comic books.
I
So
might as well get the originals, yeah.
hell yeah, I was like, what the hell am I just gonna get a reprint for?
Because
so
the original probably it's not known enough, so it hasn't gone up in value. It's not hunted down, so
Exactly. That's how I find a lot of them. There's
Does the hardcover have extra stuff that the comics don't have, like behind the scenes stuff or interviews or?
Maybe I didn't see necessarily. I just saw the price and said it was the hardcover reprint, and then I was like, yeah, I'll just get the originals.
Just throwing that out there in case. You know?
Just in case, you never know. But I found the originals on eBay too, so sometimes you just get lucky.
Right on.
Definitely. Soon you'll be having like your AI hunt down your books for you, and
ooh, you're gonna make a program. Find me these books at the best price.
Right, that'd be nice.
Oh, FuseBoxx has got to go, so I'm just gonna give him a. Well, we're about to close the show, Ben.
Okay.
So let's just. Did you want to finish off, James? Did you want to have any last word?
Covered everything. We covered everything pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
well, I finished. Thanks.
Yeah, Omer's here now. He's been joining us for the past couple of weeks, and happy to have him. All right, so this brings us to the end of our show, and as always, we have a shill time period. So
hit it.
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Ain't we just
comic
Love
books,
it.
baby.
Billy Bob, you want to organize our shilling, or should I? I think you might be F key here.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with FuseBoxx. Ben, say again?
You just drag their picture into the big box.
Yep. So we'll start with Ben here.
Absolutely. Well, I hope y'all check out Indiegogo and fund my comic to get yourself a copy of Outlaw Nights issue number 2. If you missed issue number 1, not a prob. You can get it there. And also catch me on my YouTube channel, FuseBoxx. I like to have folks come on and pretty much talk about anything entertainment and joke around, have a bunch of laughs. Follow me on Twitter at FuseBoxx7. You can also catch me on Instagram at Outlaw Nights. And you can find me on Facebook under my real name, Ben Fuselier, Fuselier.
Nice.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Fuselier.
Yes, indeed.
And Omer.
What's up,
Where
everyone?
can
You
you-
can find me at Omer Glitch everywhere on the interwebs, and you can find my special site on chatterbait.com under Hentai Honey Buns 2. Got feet pics for you, got comic book feet pics for you, whatever feet pics you need, I got them. But otherwise, stick to my website, GarciaDesigns.com, because that's where all the good shit's really at.
That's
Love
an
ya.
awesome character you're coloring right there.
It's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful
Beautiful piece.
design. He's amazing. I love it.
Check out Outlaw Nights. Thank you, Tenkage. Thanks for putting the link down there. And the Indiegogo as well. Nice. Okay. I guess Wrangler. You're muted, Wrangler.
Of course, I'm muted. I'm good at that. All right, you can find my stuff on Amazon and look it up under Frequency Studios, Bad Kitty. We got 2 books so far of these 2 lovely young ladies here saving the world. And working on book 3 currently right now, which ironically takes place in South America. So welcome to the jungle, I guess you could say.
Nice.
You can also find me on got X, Blue Sky, Truth, and Substack, all under Frequency Studios.
Nice. Thank you, Wrangler. James.
Hey, friends. I'm a short story writer. I've been releasing short stories in my serialized villain escapades titled The Villain. It's a fun romp. Well, actually, it's kind of dark. But I'll be releasing a lot more short stories with a variety of serials coming in the coming months. But you could follow them at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com, where I release every short story with a free downloadable PDF for you, so you can always hold on to the content for later.
And now a part-time programmer with
I guess
AI
so.
assistance, it seems. That's pretty wild, man.
I guess so.
That's
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. That's a first. BillyBobSac.
I love that name, BillyBobSac.
Okay. Well,
Check the sack at BillyBobSac.com.
you got, well, your channel's in the description, and you got an upcoming art stream. We're just figuring out the dates still. So check that out. We got past art streams on your channel as well. So those are fun to look at as well. Check it out. And I'm Frederic Guimont. I make comics.com. Check me out tomorrow on Comicsgate Commandos on Patrick's channel, PQ Vox. And next week, we're going to have guest Chrissy from Flip City Magazine. That's going to be a hoot. So check that next week. Looking forward to see you again. Thank you for joining us. And that's it for this week. We're going to outro. I guess Corey Barton's about to wake up now. He's going to come in the chat and say, don't stop. But we got our Sabrina outro. So merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, everybody. And that's it for the show. Tune in next week, everybody. Happy to have you. See you.
Good night and God bless.
Au revoir.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.